Two first-up winners in APIA Leichhardt Tigers and Wollongong Wolves greet us from historic Lambert Park for the final match of round 2 in the New South Wales National Premier League Men's 1. Tony Tanous here, and it's a pleasure to have your company on the Football New South Wales YouTube and NPL New South Wales Facebook page. We're live, interactive, and we're going around the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to Lambert Park in the NPL New South Wales Men's 1 round 2 clash between the APIA Leichhardt Tigers and the Wollongong Wolves.
We'll just pause momentarily while the teams take a moment's silence to pay respects to the victims of the terrorist attack in Christchurch. Impeccably observed minute silence here at Lambert Park. We're here for round 2 action. And what a blockbuster it promises to be. Two teams that impressed us in the opening round. It's time to take a look at the lineups. And for the hosts, John Kalaja makes only one change to his starting 11 with Paul Galimi out suspended, meaning Tynan Diaz goes from striker to right back, with Chris Payne making his APIA debut at number 9 after serving a ban last week. The full lineup is Ivan Nichevsky in goals, a back four of Tynan Diaz, Tuemba Mwatamalo, Josh Simmons, Michael Kuda, holding midfield of Lachlan Hughes and Sam McElhatton. And in the attack, Corey Bixo, Franco Parisi, Sean Simmons and Chris Payne. As for Luke Wiltshire, his first away trip in the New South Wales NPL, he names the same starting 11 that turned on an impressive display at Albert Butler Memorial last week in a 2-1 win against Manly United. That lineup in goals, Justin Passfield, a back four of Taylor McDonald, Nick Littler, Nikola Georgievich and Guy Knight. A midfield four of Harry Callahan, James Dorcheski, Ben Tossi and Takuro Okada, who impressed everyone with his debut in the New South Wales NPL, the Japanese import. And up front, ex-West Sydney Wanderers striker Lachlan Scott is joined by another import in Thomas James, who again impressed last week in that 2-1 win against Manly United. So it promises to be an absolute blockbuster here. Our referee, Michael Wiener, and his assistants, Scott Edling and Maggie Price. And our fourth official is Matt Reedy. We're just about set. APIA will be running from left to right. As we mentioned, two teams coming off wins in the opening round. Both on 3 points coming in. And it will be the Wollongong Wolves about to kick us off. And they're running from right to left. Nick Littler, it is on the ball to start the game off. And now it's Ben Tozy in the midfield. On the far side, Harry Callahan. Impressive coming out of the Illawarra Premier League. on debut last week for the Wollongong Wolves. What a hand he played in the winning goal for young Jordan Nikolowski. He's the ball going forward from McDonald, straight into the arms of Ivan Nichevsky. Nichevsky gets it forward. Good tackle there from Djordjevic, the big central defender, who's come out of the under-20s for the Wollongong Wolves. And now they look forward, APIA in transition, trying to get it forward for Tinan Diaz. Diaz with the throw. On the front foot here, APIA at home. Chris Payne with his first touch. Can't quite get that one under control. And it is a goal kick here for the Wolves. Here's the ball forward from Djordjevic. Djordjevic looking long for Tuemba Matamalo. And now Akata picks up the loose ball. Matamalo dealing with that one. Diaz, we mentioned, reverting to right back this week. Started in the number 9 role last week, showing his adaptability. A player who's moved across from the Bonnyrigg White Eagles. Out on that far side, McDonald. Now Ben Tossi competing in the middle. Nick Littler, another one of the new signings for Luke Wilkshire. Returning back to the Wollongong Wolves. Here's the ball forward, looking for the English import. Here he is. James putting the pressure on. Play on's the call from Wiener. The pressure coming from Akata now. What a start this is from the Wolves. On the front foot early. A moment there as Ivan Nichevsky came out of his box. And Thomas James upended on the edge of the box. A big moment early on. Mentioned the speed of the English import, and we saw it there. Pushing up. Really putting pressure on the APIA defence. So impressive last week. We've heard all about his story coming out of the Canberra ACT NPL. He's Wollongong building it up through Lockie Scott. APIA with McElhatton and Hughes in the midfield. The two youngsters retaining their spot in the starting lineup. Despite the return of Adrian Uccino and David DePuzzo, both on the bench. The two youngsters rewarded for their performances last week. Here's James again on the right-hand side. Ducking inside. Player who announced himself in last year's grand final for Canberra FC. 2 goals in that grand final. And that's earned him the opportunity to make the step up really into the New South Wales National Premier League. He impressed Luke Wilkshire in the pre-season in a trial game against the Central Coast Mariners. It's earned him a contract. We saw last week scoring the opening goal. He's, speaking of goal, Tynan Diaz trying to build one up here for APIA. And now it's away by Guy Knight, who was touch and go for this one. Had to pass a late fitness test. Here's Lockie Scott. Good work in the midfield there. Excellent work from Stoichevsky just to leave it to Akata. You can see the confidence that Wollongong come here with. Building it up through James. It peels out to the right-hand side. And now the ball inside. The 1-2 combination there. In the end, the flag's gone up on that far side. Scott Edling right on the spot. But an excellent start from the Wollongong Wolves. We're only 4.5 minutes in here at Lambert Park. It remains 0-0. So we mentioned 2 teams coming in very happy with their performances last week. Wollongong looking to make a statement on the road. Luke Wilkshire in the dugout as a first-team coach after retiring last year at the end of last season. Moved across mid-season from Sydney FC to the Wollongong Wolves. Finished his playing career in the town he grew up. Probably wasn't expecting to take on the coaching role so soon. The opportunity came in the off-season with Jacob Timpano stepping down. And Luke Wilkshire, what a start last week. Catching up with that one on the New South Wales NPL live streams. It's a terrific performance from Wollongong. One of the things Luke Wilkshire did talk about, though, 14 shots, and they only managed to score 2, so he really wants them to focus on their finishing. Here's James working back. See his appetite, hungry for the ball going forward for Lachlan Scott. What a battle that'll be, a physical striker against 2 very physical defenders. Waitamalo, one of those on the ball. 2 very seasoned central defenders. Josh Simmons, the other one, now bringing it out for APIA. They've been pillars at the back the last couple of seasons for APIA. They get it forward down the left-hand side. Here's Michael Kuda with his first injection coming forward. And it's cleared at the back post by Guy Knight. Guy Knight, one of those defenders that's come out of the Illawarra Premier League. Impressed last year. In fact, he scored the winner in the grand final for Bulli. 28 years in waiting. What a story that was in the Illawarra Premier League. And Guy Knight, the skipper for Bulli, coming up with a 93rd minute winner to give him a 3-2 win over Wollongong United. And he's one of a couple of players. I mentioned Harry Callahan, who's playing on the right side of midfield for the Wolves. It's a couple of great stories. Luke Wilkshire scouting them throughout the season last year. Second half of the year while he was down while he was down playing for the Wolves, giving them the opportunity to make the step up. So keep an eye out on Guy Knight, the number 16, who's playing at left back, and Harry Callahan, the number 14, playing on the right side of midfield. He's up here! What a save that is from Passfield to deny Payne. On debut for APIA and testing Passfield early on here. What a bit of action that was. One of the big name signings in Chris Payne. Moved across from Sydney United. What a storied player he's been across the New South Wales top tier. Spent some time at Manly. Out suspended last week and testing Passfield early. Here's a set piece now for APIA. Unmarked is Simmons. Josh Simmons it was. Couldn't quite get that one on target. Getting on the end of the corner from his brother Sean. Wollongong thinking about going quickly here. They do in fact go through Stojcevski. James Stojcevski is playing in the midfield. Centre of midfield alongside Ben Tossi. Looking for James. Coming forward is Callahan. Flicking it on to Scott. Scott tries the volley. Brought it down on the chest. Just couldn't get the connection. But again, going quick there, the Wolves. And a good little opening there. What an excellent start to the match. Just over 8.5 minutes in here at Lambert Park. Action at both ends. Opportunities. Promises to be a classic, this one. Haven't seen too many goals across the New South Wales National Premier League in the first couple of rounds as the teams try and find their way in. Here's McElhatton getting it forward to Payne. Now he can go one-on-one against Djordjevic. He's got an option out to his left, but goes himself. In the end, excellent work from Djordjevic just to recover there and get that block on. Here is Stojcevski pushing it forward. What a good battle between the youngsters in the midfield. Lachlan Hughes and Sam McElhatton mentioned maintaining their spot in the starting 11 for APIA. Johnny Kalija rewarding them for their performance last week against Marconi. And that battle against James Stojcevski, a player who's spent some time in Germany. He's come back from overseas to try and establish himself. Here he is with the header forward. That's really been a big part of Luke Wilkshire's recruitment, trying to build a real hungry squad with a lot of ambition. And here's one of those players stepping up, Akata. So impressive in the pre-season, impressive last week as well. Getting forward down the left-hand side. Takuro Akata's won a corner here for the Wollongong Wolves. And this is a real good area for them, a real opportunity as Guy Knight comes forward, along with Littler and Georgievich, and also McDonald. The back four, they've come forward, they go short here. It's a rehearsed move, Zakata gets it in. Great climb though, Muatamalo. And here's Knight, battling away with Bixo. Michael Cooter knocks it down, McElhatton with a delightful switch of play. Out to that left-hand side for Sean Simmons. Sean Simmons inside for Bixo. Just doing enough there was Ben Tozy. And now Guy Knight, they work together with Littler, and they can settle it at the back. Excellent action at both ends. Speaking to Johnny Kaleja in the build-up to this one. Certainly recognised as the aerial threat of the Wollongong Wolves at set pieces. We saw there all the big central defenders, even McDonald and Guy Knight, strong in the air. So set pieces are a real big feature of the game plan and the build-up to this one. For APIA, certainly wanting to compete there, make sure they shut out. But here's Thomas coming forward. Thomas James taking on Cooter. Here's James getting forward. Cooter with the block. But again, positive signs from the Englishman. What a record it was for in Canberra. 80 goals across 83 games. Missed out in a couple of grand finals. Finally got success last year. They go short again. Here's Stoichevsky. The block comes on. Good defensive work from Diaz. The header on from Littler. And now Callahan. An assist last week. But APIA crowd them out. And Sean Simmons blocked by Akata. APIA certainly impressed with what they saw last week from the Wolves. Treating them with the respect. And you can see why. Wollongong speaking to Luke Wilkshire in the build-up. Mentioned the away record of Wollongong Wolves, which has really been a struggle for them in the last few years of the New South Wales top flight. Their away form hasn't always been great. In fact, last year only 3 wins from their 11 away trips. 2 of those came in the opening few rounds. But that really hasn't been a focus for this new side. So many fresh players, so many changes to the squad, change in the management as well. So they've really just focused on their own work, going through the process. And you can see that early on, a team that's built some confidence in the pre-season. And here they are pushing it to a team that's really been one of the trendsetters and the pace setters in the New South Wales top flight. In fact, right across the NPL scene for the last couple of years. Couple of grand final losses for APIA. Last year they missed out on the premiership on the final day. Dramatic final day. They managed to add some silverware in the Waratah Cup. Also took it to a couple of A-League sides in the FFA Cup. Caused that massive boil over against the Melbourne Victory in the round of 16. Eventually losing to Adelaide in the quarter-final. But it's been a terrific couple of seasons for APIA. And they're really looking to take it to another level this season. Got an excellent start last week against Marconi. Lost a couple of key players in the attack. Into Suka Sakia and Jordan Murray. Great to see Jordan Murray on the score sheet last night. And here, watching this game at Lambert Park, here's James coming forward. It's going to be a goal kick to APIA, but again, that movement, the speed of Thomas James. So last year's APIA known as the entertainers, really. The goal-scoring feats of Sakia and Jordan Murray, both with 20-plus goals for the season. So without them this year, It's a big hole for John Kalaja to fill. Chris Payne's come in and been scoring goals in the pre-season. We've seen his threat already in the opening 15 minutes here, testing Passfield with a great strike. He's got Franco Parisi playing behind him. A real veteran. One of the stalwarts, one of the greats of this club. When you think of the likes of Sean Simmons, Corey Bixo, who we saw last week score an unbelievable goal here. The only goal of the game. It was one of the goals of the week. So still pack goal-scoring punch to APIA. But one of the things John Kalaja has spoken about is that need to tighten up in defence. It was the hallmark of their 2017 season. Here's Josh Simmons with an excellent run out of that defence. And here he's winning the ball high. Player who's very cultured on the ball. You've seen that again there. So John Kalaja certainly speaking about the need to tighten up in defence, and that's a real focus for him. When they won the premiership in 2017, they did have the best defensive record. Last year it wasn't a similar story in defence though. They scored goals for fun, but defensively, in fact, the last 20 games they were unable to keep a clean sheet. You have to go all the way back to round 6 for their last clean sheet. So that's certainly a focus for Kalaja. They've got one in the opening round here. That ruthlessness, discipline, concentration defensively. A real focus. Unashamedly, he's the type of coach who is as happy with a 1-0 win as he is with a 5-4 win, which you saw quite often from APIA last year. We saw that last week, a 1-0 win. Here they are building it up through Simmons. Now Payne trying to get him in behind. APIA trying to get a bit of control now after Wollongong's great start. What a great start it was. Really took it to APIA. But APIA starting to get a little bit more control now. Nil-nil it remains after 18 minutes here. Tony Tanous with you on the NPL New South Wales Facebook page and also on Football New South Wales YouTube. Part of the live stream action. All the games across the men's one. All the games across the women's one as well. And a match of the round in the men's 2 competition as well. Hope you are enjoying our coverage. Pleasure to bring it to you. Here's Wollongong coming forward. Picking up that ball in midfield now. McElhatton for APIA. And they can go down the right-hand side. Diaz goes around Bixo. Lockie Hughes in that midfield. A new signing for John Kalaja. Player who he knows very well from his time at the private school here in Sydney, St. Aloysius. Here is the ball in behind. An excellent ball from Parisi. Sean Simmons trying to get on the end of it. Just doing enough there defensively was Nick Littler. Getting in an important intervention there. And Djordjevic helping him out. So just over 19 minutes in. 0-0 it is. Here is Hughes. Now Payne inside the box. Looking for his options. Diaz is on the right-hand side. Now McElhatton with a first-time ball in. Away by Djordjevic. Looking to hold it up is Lachlan Scott. And now McDonald can knock it down for Scott. But Cooter in there strong. Here's Littler. Watamalo has to deal with it in the end. Took a little bit of a risk, and now Wollongong on the counter-attack. Here it is to James, in behind here. Can he finish? Yes, he can! Thomas James, what a start to his season. A terrific finish there. Pouncing on an error from APIA, and you saw the ruthlessness there of the Englishman. Getting him behind, standing up to keeper Nachevsky, and slotting it away. His second of the season. And welcome to the New South Wales National Premier League, Thomas James. Announcing himself with the opening goal last week and the opening goal here at Lambert Park. Player who scored a double in the grand final. Player they call TJ. What a terrific finish that was. Sharp, quick, you saw all of that. And the composure to go with it. Someone has scored 80 goals in 83 games in Canberra. You can see he's a sharpshooter. He's a Carter, trying to put Moatamalo. He'll be disappointed with his work there defensively. Took a risk. In the end, they were punished for that. Simmons going forward now. Saw a big upset last week. The Sutherland Sharks knocking off the champions in Sydney Olympic. And here's the Wollongong Wolves, quietly confident in themselves. Given their record in recent seasons, haven't made the finals since 2015. An excellent start from the visitors. Here they are trying to build it up now. Not quite finding his pass there. Carter was the target. But James's movement has been impressive. We were impressed last week with that movement. Playing in a front two alongside Lachlan Scott. Pops up on the left, pops up on the right. Plays off the last shoulder as well. Sniffing around for an error, and you saw that there. Here he is, building up with Scott. Lachlan Scott coming into the Wollongong squad very late. They've already struck up a good accord, these two. Here's a Carter. Now James, good first time combination play. Can't quite find. In fact, it was Callahan on that occasion trying to find James. Here is Payne. Making the overlapping run is Parisi, but showing too much of it there to Guy Knight, who gets the clearance on. So impressive, James in the grand final. And last season, Player of the Year in Canberra. Also the Golden Boot there. Bringing that confidence to the New South Wales top flight. Here's Bixo scored from this range last week. Straight at the keeper this time. Safely into the hands of Passfield, who wanted to go quick. Wollongong got to be careful. Can't give Bixo too much space. Guy Knight trying to make up for his loose pass there. Here's Tossie. Getting it out to Harry Callahan. Now James again. Can't quite keep this one in. Striking up a good partnership there. Two live wires in Callahan and James. McDonald looking for a Carter. Josh Simmons it is, combining with his brother. Now Makil Hatton. One of the fresh faces here at APIA. Excellent season from him. Sydney FC's Player of the Year last season. It's excellent last week. He's Payne. Was it a foul on that far side? Yes, it was. Michael Weiner right on the spot there. Good battle that'll be. Chris Payne against Nick Littler. Two of the experienced players in the New South Wales Men's One competition. Littler moving south from Sutherland Sharks in the off-season. And he struck up a good partnership early on with this youngster, Georgievich, who gets it forward here for Wollongong. But APIA can settle it through Diaz. Now Nichevsky. Chance for McElhatton to get it under control. Excellent play from him again to bring in Michael Cooter. Looks for that first time ball. Lovely weight from him. Now Djordjevic away. Talk about that turnover for the Wollongong Wolves. At the moment, though, it's Payne it was, just trying to drive into the box. Went down a little bit softly there. Michael Weiner having none of that. So it really is a fresh squad for Luke Wilkshire. He wasn't sure how they'd react last week. 6 or 7 of them playing at this level for the first time. They equipped themselves very comfortably and they look like they've started this one in much the same way. 27 minutes in here. And they lead APIA Leichhardt Tigers by 1-0. Tony Tanous with you. Hope you are enjoying the coverage. Understand this stream's going around in Wollongong. They'll be cheering there at the Fraternity Club. Great to have your company. Hope you're enjoying your afternoon down in the gong. Here's Corey Bixo getting in behind. Can he finish? In the end, pokes it past Passfield. But coming to the rescue there was Littler. No one in the middle there for APIA. Corey Bixo's threading behind there. Taking it on the chest. Getting between Knight and Djordjevic and causing a bit of a havoc there. Taking the confidence of that goal last week. Passfield narrowed the angle, did just about enough. APIA with a chance now at the set piece. Passfield comes and punches, only as far as Josh Simmons. Can't quite wrap that left foot around it. Stojcevski not taking any risks. Knocking it out for another corner. Here is Sean Simmons again. Another excellent delivery. Now on the edge of the box is Lockie Hughes. Here is Payne. Trying to take on Scott. Now Littler keeps his composure. Now he finds James in transition. Now he can go forward. Stojcevski joining the attack. He's on in the middle here. Can't quite find him. Thomas James. Bixo doing enough defensively. But winning the ball is Okada. And now he can drive past Bixo. Plays it in behind. Stojcevski goes down. Play on's the call though from Michael Weiner. Wollongong looking to go very quick. See that rapid transition. And now it's Parisi going the other way. Space for the veteran. Can't quite thread the pass to Hughes. Watamalo battling away with Okada. Giving away a free kick. You can see the pressure that Wollongong are putting on that defence of APIA. Causing a little bit of panic. Excellent game this one. Action at both ends. Couple of great chances. Payne and Bixo. We've seen the counter-attack of the Wollongong Wolves. 1-0 up. Go forward very quick. Luke Wilkshire's got them fit. Here is James. Now Scott in behind to Callaghan. Here's Harry Callaghan. The block comes on. Now it's back out to James. McDonald is available, but James goes solo. Drives to the byline. Dinks it to the back post. Here's Okada. Can he keep his composure? Oh, what a save that was. Terrific bit of action. Wollongong with the build-up. The ball from the right. Okada getting it down. And Nachevsky sharp down to his right. Great play here. 30 minutes in. And you're watching a fantastic NPL New South Wales Men's 1 clash. Here's Okada. Drifts it to the back post. The header comes in, but it's a challenge. Illegal by Littler, was it? Nick Littler was the man in the air there against Ivan Nichevsky. Mentioned that set piece aerial threat of the Wollongong Wolves. Johnny Kalaja certainly aware of that, having watched the Wolves last week. He's APIA coming forward through Bixo. Parisi's available on the far side. Goes inside though to Payne. Clearance from Georgievich. Asked Wilkshire about the young defender. Who stepped up out of the under-20s. Big, strong and reliable was his comment, and you can see that early on. Certainly looks like it's a formidable central defence alongside Nick Littler. Luke Wilkshire had such a decorated career for the Socceroos. Also spent plenty of time in England, in Russia with Dynamo Moscow. Also some time in Holland. A great career it was, passing on all that experience to this team. Here's Scott. He's got James in the middle. Now he plays it off instead to Okada. Okada on the left foot. And now it's James with the snapshot there. Can't quite keep it down. But again, Wollongong looking dangerous in transition. James sniffing around. See his work outside the box. Happy to get it down and dribble, take on defenders, but looks like the type of striker who also does his work inside the box. Certainly poaching away. That track record tells you everything you need to know. Here's Okada. Now Stoichevsky. Guy Knight can't quite get it through. Lachlan Hughes. Lachlan Hughes into Bixo here. Excellent ball from the youngster. Bixo's in behind. Can he find the delivery here? Corey Bixo. But an excellent block from Georgievich. Terrific bit of play. APIA threading it through Lockie Hughes. Now it's Diaz. Playing, as we mentioned, in that right back role. Started last week in the number 9 position, showing his adaptability. Here's the cross. Falls to Makil Hatton. Coming forward is Michael Kuda. Excellent work from him. A great pickup from Harkoa. Standout season last year for Harkoa. And had an excellent start last week to life at APIA. Challenge here today though. Excellent work from Diaz and Bixo. Can't quite get it through Georgievich again. And now Okada working back. That was really a feature last week. Okada's work. Okada's work defensively. His work. A real workhorse for Luke Wilkshire, not just the razzle in the top third. Showing he can roll his socks up and get through that defensive work. And there he was helping out. Lockie Hughes competing there with Ben Tossie. So it's a 4-4-2 for Luke Wilkshire's side. Tossie and Stoichevsky, the two central midfielders. Stoichevsky certainly the one that likes to forage forward. Tossie more inclined to sit in front of that back four. And Callahan on one side, Okada on the other side. Excellent work in that midfield. Scott manages to find Guy Knight. Now he combines with Okada, but Diaz doing the defensive work there. Strong work from the veteran. Here's Makil Hatton. Good battle between Tossie and Parisi there. Mentioned earlier the last of the games in Round 2 of the Men's 1 competition of the New South Wales National Premier League. Had a couple of games last night. Sutherland Sharks hosted Harcoa, and it was the visitors, Harcoa. Got back on the winner's circle after losing last week against Sydney FC. A 1-0 win to them. The goal scorer, Jack Green, in the second half. An excellent strike from him. Here's Wollongong coming forward now again. James driving at the APIA defence, and now they're loose. Stoichevsky, the weight on that one just a bit too heavy. Stoichevsky looked like he was in there, and now it's Akata on the edge of the box. Looks inside for James. Moatamalo. And now it's Callahan. Here he is turning. APIA under pressure defensively as Wollongong get on the front foot. Here's Akata. And now it's Parisi away. In behind here for Payne. Payne's onside. Play on's the call, and now we can take on Littler. Payne ducks inside, and now he lays it off to Simmons. But look at the recovery from Wollongong. 5 or 6 players working back there in transition. Now they can go the other way. Good opening, that one for Wollongong. James getting himself in a tangle there. Winning a free kick though. Here is Littler. Looking forward for Scott. Scott with an excellent first touch to bring it down. Can he keep it there? Simmons with the defensive work. So mention that 1-0 win to Harcoa also last night. Rockdale coming back from 1-0 down against Marconi. Great win for Paul Reed's side. Goals from Paninikas and Matthew Lecce in the second half, cancelling out the earlier strike from Richie Cardozo. Here's Hughes. Had one post-Payne game yesterday at Popondetta, waterlogged Popondetta. So Mount Druitt Town Rangers and Sydney Olympic, that'll be played. Keep an eye out for that one on the NPL New South Wales social pages and also the website. Bring you news of that scheduled fixture. A couple of games earlier played today. Sydney United a 1-0 win away to Blacktown City. United drawing last week against Rockdale. So a 1-0 win to them over Blacktown on the road. And Manly United at home against Sydney FC. A 1-1 draw there at Cromer Park. So we mentioned there haven't been too many goals so far across the New South Wales National Premier League. Teams just building into the season. Usually takes us a few weeks before we start to see a lot of open games. This one's been quite open. Chances at both ends. Two teams that like to get it down and play good football. You can see that here. Pitch in excellent condition. Synthetics taking a lot of water, but it's held up beautifully. Here is Makilhattan. Mentioned Adrian Uccino and David DePuzzo, two of the veterans. They were out suspended last week. Back in the squad today, but on the bench. So certainly John Kalaja has them up his sleeve. Also a couple of youngsters on the bench in Sam Gulisano and Dom Nazrabadi. But here's APIA trying to get a bit of control with just over 5 minutes remaining in this first half. Kuta battling away down that left-hand side and winning a free kick. McDonald winning it there. Now he gets it forward. Battling away there was Parisi. No booking there. Michael Weiner just going to have a chat to the APIA veteran. Wollongong happy to eat the seconds here, taking their time with the restart. Just under 5 minutes of this first half remain. If you've just joined us, Tony Tanous with you on NPL New South Wales Facebook and also Football New South Wales YouTube. It's the last game of round 2. And what an upset we've got brewing here. Wollongong Wolves with a 1-0 lead. Here's Callahan trying to cause a bit more havoc. The 19-year-old who impressed for Bulli when Luke Wilkshire was watching last season. Got the Man of the Match award in that grand final. Guy Knight got the winner, this man here on the ball. The skipper for Bulli. Callahan got the Man of the Match award. And here's Stojcevski. Not a bad effort there. You're too close to Nichevsky in the end. James Stojcevski is impressed in this first half in that midfield. Here's Akata. Excellent battle it's been with Diaz. Diaz trying to make him work the other way. Here's McElhatton. Keeps his composure. Cultured ball passer. Someone so young. Key part of the Sydney team last season. Here's Sean Simmons. Now Michael Cooter. Lockie Hughes in that midfield. What a story it is for Lockie Hughes coming to the club APIA, where his grandfather, Pat Hughes, was such a feature throughout the 60s. Real part of a successful side, his grandfather, Pat Hughes. So Lockie Hughes, and he had the opportunity to join APIA in the off-season. He didn't hesitate. A great story. Spent last year at the Sutherland Sharks. Out injured, unfortunately, for most of the season. But a player who has featured in the A-League Academy systems. A really talented schoolboy. And there was an excellent start from him last week against Marconi. He's on the edge of the box here as the ball comes in from Simmons to the back post, looking for Payne. But Littler with the strength in the air. Now Littler has this one under control and can cushion it out. As we get closer to the half-time break. The ball forward from Passfield. Now Georgievich. Here's Stojcevski battling away. Here is Akata. Again the strength. The two diminutive players, McElhatton and Akata. And Muatamalo comes across to lend a hand. Battling away in that far corner. It's a free kick to APIA as we head towards half-time. Can they create a chance before the break? Not too much minutes of stoppage time, you imagine. Here's James, upended. Play on's the caller. Simmons comes forward. Gets it forward to Payne. Can they win the second ball here? It's a free kick in the end. The challenge by Payne on Guy Knight. And so it's a relieving free kick for the Wolves. They can eat the seconds away. We've only got 1 minute of stoppage time. Board goes up on the far side. Matt Reedy. And Guy Knight stays down. The Wolves in the head-to-head between these two sides. They haven't won here at Lambert Park against APIA since April 2016. So APIA have the edge in the last 3 games between these two sides. But overall, in the past 5 years, it's APIA 5 and Wollongong Wolves 4. But Wollongong last year, they came here to Lambert Park early in the season. In fact, it was round 3, a 2-1 win over Sydney FC, who also play their home games here. What an excellent first half from Luke Wilkshire's side. Excellent work here from the youngster Callaghan, combining now with Scott. But McElhatton alert to his defensive responsibilities. And that's the end of an excellent first half here at Lambert Park. Hope you've enjoyed that. It is the Wollongong Wolves who go to the break with a 1-0 lead. Thomas James, the scorer. Excellent work to round the keeper, really preying on a defensive error from APIA. Kept his composure around Ivan Nichevsky and slotted it home. And at the break, it is Luke Wilkshire's side, the Wollongong Wolves, who have a 1-0 lead over APIA Leichhardt Tigers. We'll be back for the second half after a short break.
Forget. Okay, so what I need to do.
Mask guns and get 20.
I need to.
Can you just put a little cloth over it just to protect the camera? Just a little.
And it's welcome back to Lambert Park. Round 2 action in the New South Wales Men's National Premier League. If you've just joined us, what a first half you missed. It was a terrific performance from Luke Wilkshire's Wollongong Wolves. At the break, they take a 1-0 lead over APIA Leichhardt Tigers. The goal scorer, Thomas James, after the 20th minute. And they'll be running from left to right, the visitors. APIA with the work ahead of them in this second period. They've tested Justin Passfield on a couple of occasions, particularly an early effort from Chris Payne. And John Collage's charges. Let's see how they respond at the start of this second half. And can Wollongong Wolves keep up that intensity of the first half performance? Tony Tanous with you. We're underway with Franco Parisi in the midfield. Here is Simmons. Now Kuda coming forward down the left-hand side. Callahan working on him defensively. And now it's Tossie forward. The flick on from Scott. First time ball in behind looking for James. Just a bit too heavy there. But you could see how quick and how rapid the Wolves want to move forward. One touch football there. Combination at halfway. Lockie Scott and Stoichevsky. Certainly for Luke Wilkshire, speaking to him ahead of the game. Certainly an area they wanted to address was the goals last season. The Wolves had the worst goal scoring record in the Men's 1 competition, only 23 goals for the season. Last week they managed to grab 2. But again, Luke Wilkshire wasn't fully satisfied with the finishing. As he mentioned, 14 chances, 14 shots, only 2 goals. And certainly for someone like Takuru Okada, who's come out of the Illawarra Premier League, Japanese import, that's been the edict for him. He wants him to continue to work on that finishing. Certainly got all the ability outside the box. It's just that final execution inside the box. But we've seen the goal scorer, Thomas James, certainly provides that. There's a bit of talent to come off the bench as well. And the likes of Jordan Nikolovsky, who scored last week. Kuda battling away. In the end, it's a throw in here to the Wolves. Kuda, double and triple press there. Even Lachlan Scott working back. Real appetite. The former West Sydney Wanderers player. Player with 20-odd games of A-League experience. He's come down to the New South Wales Premier League. Looking to re-establish his goal-scoring credentials. Certainly worked very hard in the first 45 minutes. Here's Hughes. As we mentioned, great APIA lineage in that family. He's Payne and behind now. Chris Payne with the chance to pull the trigger. But working back, not for the first time. Nikola Djordjevic just sat up there. And the young defender getting back to apply the defensive block. But it is a corner here. Sean Simmons going across as Moatamalo. Payne's in there as well. Moatamalo coming forward with Josh Simmons. Now the movement from Moatamalo goes near post. But Littler's up there. Now it's Payne. Safely into the hands though of Passfield, who can look to go quick here. Thomas James, one-on-one. Doing the defensive work there was Diaz, just to apply the pressure. Force James into error. How impressive from the player known as TJ. 23-year-old from England. managed to get in among the team of the week, the Ultra Football team of the week last week. Here he is battling away with Josh Simmons and winning a free kick. Strong work physically there. Hard to tell the difference between Callaghan and James. Both in the bright boots as well. James there. The challenge by Josh Simmons. And it gives Okada the chance to whip this one in. Stojcevski's also interested, just having a word. Here's Takuro Okada. Whips it into the back post, and a chance there for McDonald. Climbing in the right back. Flag's gone up on this far side. Did that go over the line? Off Nachevsky. Looks like our assistant on this near side. Maggie Price. Looks like it did go over the line. Is it a corner? No, it's a goal kick to APIA. And they can switch it out to this left-hand side. Payne makes the run forward, but Littler favoured. Plays it off McDonald. Mentioned a couple of experienced midfielders in David DePuzzo and Adrian Uccino on the bench, along with a couple of youngsters in Sam Gulisano and Domnaz Drabati. Two players who can play an attack. Here's Payne whipping it in. Okada's again doing his defensive duties on the edge of the box. Working back for Apia's Parisi. Kuda can't quite keep that one in, and he stayed down after hitting the fence there. Let's hope he's okay here. Michael Kuda took a heavy knock, colliding with the fence. Sliding into the fence, in fact. And Michael Wiener's not going to take any risks here. He stopped the play, even though Kuda's off the field at the moment. Kuda saying he's ready to carry on here. Getting a great applause from a very handy crowd that's turned up here at historic Lambert Park. It's been a wet and miserable 48 hours here in Sydney. The rain has dissipated for this one. It's been bucketing down the last 24 hours. Fortunately, got a bit of relief here out in the open elements. Enjoying this one though. The ball forward for James. Nachevsky comes out. James putting the pressure on. Now it's Ben Tossi. Here's Callaghan, the youngster, trying to drive past Moatamalo, winning a free kick for an earlier challenge in that midfield. Wollongong have come out, second half, plenty of intent. It's been a strong start. .53 minutes in, here's Lockie Scott, cleared by Moatamalo. A knockdown from Payne. Parisi gets it forward, but Sean Simmons can't get it out to the striker. Georgievich happy to leave it for Passfield, who goes long. Only as far as Josh Simmons. And here's Thomas James again. See why all the fuss was about in Canberra. Player who has got a feisty edge to him. Flying at the moment. 2 goals in the opening 2 rounds of the New South Wales top tier. In the team of the week last week, as we mentioned, the Ultra Football team of the week. Along with Takuro Okada. Also Sean Simmons for APIA featuring in that side. One of the great features on the NPL New South Wales socials. Great work from our correspondents, our writers that cover these games, all the divisions across the New South Wales National Premier League. Unrivaled coverage, match reports, photographers. Won't miss any of the action. Now with the addition of the live stream. Hope you are enjoying this one. We're in the 55th minute here at Lambert Park. Tony Tanous with you. Certainly those fans watching, the Wollongong Wolves fans at the Fraternity Club, no doubt enjoying a lovely dinner. He is a chance to take a 2-0 lead. James again, and he buries it! Again profiting from an error from Thuemba Matamalo. And Thomas James just can't stop scoring in the New South Wales top flight. Sniffing on the error there, keeping his composure when he got in the box. 80 goals in 83 in Canberra, and 3 in 2 now in New South Wales. This is a hot player. And what a pleasure to have him in here in New South Wales. Certainly lighting up the competition early doors. It's all ahead of APIA here. They've gone 2 behind. The Wollongong Wolves making a statement here at Lambert Park. So Corey Bixo that's gone in behind there on that right-hand side as APIA tried to hit back quickly. And he's gone down. Kalaja's getting ready. One of his experienced returning players in Adrian Uccino, central midfielder. Likely to be a little bit of an adjustment here. Potentially pushing Sam McElhatton a bit forward. Dropping Uccino into that midfield. Let's see what Kalaja does here. Certainly need a little bit of a spark. The APIA Leichhardt Tigers. Turned this place into a bit of a fortress the last couple of years. But it's all ahead of them here. Thanks to the Englishman Thomas James. And it is to be one of the youngsters in the midfield, Lachlan Hughes, that comes off for Adrian Uccino. So it looks like a like-for-like swap. Uccino coming into that midfield. Trying to get a bit of control back into this game. Here's Akata. Trying to ask further questions of APIA here. Akata going past Kuda into the box now. Takuro Akata with the cutback attempt. Machevsky can't hold it there. He's a corner. Got a touch just before it went over the byline. Again, dynamic and positive from Wollongong. Carter, who's spent his youth at J-League club Cerezo Osaka. Here's the set piece, a chance for McDonald. Got a toe to it. In fact, it was a defensive work. I think it was Uccino in the end. Just doing enough on McDonald. But an excellent set piece from the diminutive Japanese player. Here it is at the other side now. Inside McDonald's the target again. Talk about that set piece threat of the Wollongong Wolves. Here's a chance now for Scott. Can't get it down. The knockdown from Littler. Confidence growing for the Wolves. Part of a 4-game streak away from home. Wynn Stadium unavailable. Played at Albert Butler last week. So they'll be on the road. We talk about their away record. Here's Corey Bixo though, coming forward. Can't get that on target. Half a chance there. He's looked dangerous, Corey Bixo, breaking forward down that right-hand side. Been a real handful, 4-guy night. Good battle, that one. Wollongong Wolves away to Sydney United next week. What a battle that'll be. Sydney United tasting victory this afternoon to go to 4 points. Had a 0-0 draw last week at home to Rockdale. A 1-0 win away today to the Blacktown City side at Lilies. So if Wollongong can keep this lead, they'll be going there with 6 points. And what a match that'll be. Here's Simmons. Still plenty of time though for APIA. Just over half an hour remains. Have Wollongong got the condition? Last week they certainly showed they did. Can they reproduce it here with the same starting 11? Fresh legs to come off the bench. A couple of youngsters. And a couple of experienced guys as well in Brendan Griffin. Also Chris Price on the bench. It is the first yellow card of the game and it's going to go to Josh Simmons. Frustration there, the foul. On the youngster Callahan. Making a real impression early in New South Wales National Premier League. Was involved in one of the goals last week. An assist to Jordan Nikolovsky. Came off the bench to score the winner for the Wollongong Wolves. He's going to get a bit of treatment here. Player who spent some time with the Sutherland Sharks in youth before moving into the Illawarra Premier League. Just getting a bit of strapping to that right arm at the moment. Callahan. They're going down heavy. Have to come back on. So it's a set piece here to the Wolves. 2-0 up over APIA. Carrying on from an impressive opening performance against the Manly United. Passfield only tested on a couple of occasions. Here he is with a bit of work with the feet. Certainly comfortable in that space. Here's Uchino. Now combining with McElhatton. Sean Simmons has just swapped sides for now. Foul there, heavy foul, but play on's the call. Akata goes past one. Can't get past Josh Simmons in the end. And referee Michael Wiener is going to bring it all the way back to an earlier foul. Simmons there, colliding in the end, quite heavy. Simmons has gone down. Got Ben Tossi down as well, near the halfway line. So a real test early on here for John Collage's Chargers. Impressive performance last week against Marconi. They spoke about really bringing a big intensity to this game. John Collage, a coach who stepped up from the assistant role. He's been the assistant here at APIA for the past 2 seasons. He's been around the trap, certainly coaching for 22 years across New South Wales scene. And he has been a first team coach at the likes of Parramatta Melita Eagles, the Canterbury Berries, Sydney University. They even spent some time at St George. So getting the opportunity to step up here into the head coach role. And certainly given that focus on the defensive effort, Bit of work to do after this one. Conceding a couple of goals from a couple of sloppy errors in defensively. Knowing John Kalaja certainly won't be pleased about that. And he's got a bit of a decision to make here in respect to the defence. Josh Simmons looks like he's limping off. I wonder if he'll be replaced. We've already seen Adrian Uccino come on. Still got David Depuzo to come off the bench. Simmons is just having a bit of a jog on that far side. So we'll see how he recovers. Meanwhile, Ben Tossi on that far side comes back on after coming off to get some treatment. So we'll keep an eye on Josh Simmons. He's back on the pitch now. Just see if he can limp that one off. Stojcevski competing in the midfield. And now it falls to Parisi. Gets it out to Sean Simmons, who's just swapped flanks now with Corey Bixo. Bixo's come over to the left side. Sean Simmons has gone to that far side on the right, playing a bit inverted. So you're going to see the second change here. David Depuzo coming off, coming into that midfield. And I mentioned that potential for Sam McElhatton to move further forward into that number 10 role. And that's what John Kalaja's done here. Parisi coming off. David Depuzo joining Adrian Uccino in that deep-lying midfield. And McElhatton in the number 10 role. Here's Callahan looking inside early for James. Now Carter battling away with Tenan Diaz. Good idea there from Carter, but cut out by Uccino. Can APIA go forward quickly here? Working back was Djordjevic, who's been very solid, exactly as he was described by his manager. In an impressive performance from a player who stepped out of the under-20s here at Wollongong. And now Moatamalo finds Josh Simmons. Real feature of the NPL scene, the New South Wales National Premier League. The opportunity it gives youngsters to step up and shine. We're seeing that here from this Wolves side. Got a combination of players, three stepping out of the Illawarra Premier League. Thomas James moving across from the Canberra NPL. Youngsters like Djordjevic. Also Nikolovsky as a cynical challenge there from David Depuzo on the Japanese player Carter. And he goes into the book. Very cynical challenge, that one. Depuzo joining Josh Simmons in referee Michael Wiener's book. Second player booked for APIA. Carter again, getting it down, driving. Certainly for Luke Wilkshire, that's what he's spoken about. Mentioned it wasn't his plan to go straight into coaching. He only did his C licence at the end of last season when the opportunity came up. Thought it was an opportunity to give something back to the district that's given him so much over his career. And he's really been enjoying the pre-season, watching the players rise in performances, the improvement that they've shown, the development that they've produced. And you're seeing that here at the famous Lambert Park against the famous APIA Leichhardt Tigers. Certainly the platform for Luke Wilkshire was to build a hungry squad, give them the opportunity to step up, not be comfortable in the NPL. That's his motto. He doesn't want players that are comfortable in NPL. He wants players looking to go beyond and giving them the platform to do that. And you can see that here. Lots of talent and ability. Here's Scott combining again with Akata. Akata looking inside. Terrific ball. What a goal that is. Terrific bit of play from the Wollongong Wolves. And it's that man. We just spoke about the talent and ability of this side. And what about the talent and ability of this man, Thomas James? A hat-trick here at APIA. A terrific display. The combination with Lachlan Scott and Nakata. And Thomas James, take a bow, young man. A hat-trick to announce yourself to the Australian football scene. What a terrific finish that was. Nakata with the thread. James on the edge of the box, and we talk about his composure. The two visa players for Luke Wilkshire combining. Callaghan working here against Kuta. And what a statement from Luke Wilkshire's side. Might have been able to slip under the radar for a couple of weeks, but this statement certainly will turn a few heads. Here is Stojcevski, now down to Scott. Scott with a chance to get the cross in. And it's a set piece here. Talk about Wollongong's threat. With 20 minutes remaining at Lambert Park, a chance to extend the lead. 3-0, who would have thought that was possible? APIA was so impressive last week. Been one of the dominant forces for the last 2 years. Ball out on the left-hand side. Again, it's James looking to take on Moatamala. This time, the defender gets the better of him. Now he can play out, but the high press from Stojcevski doing enough just to pin APIA back. And it is to be the first change for the Wollongong Wolves, for Luke Wilkshire. So it's going to be one youngster for another. Jordan Nikolowski coming on for Harry Callaghan. The two players who combined for Wollongong's winner last week. Nikolowski coming off the bench to score that winner. And he comes on. It's a straight swap. Nikolowski will be playing on the right side of the midfield. High press again from the Wolves. Excellent work tactically. Really making it difficult for APIA to get out. They managed to do so. And now McElhatton slightly overhit on that occasion. Littler has been very strong in the centre of defence along with Djordjevic. Now Bixo, who's been the likeliest and liveliest for APIA. Out to Kuta now. Can they find the right ball to give him a bit of a lifeline? Don't count APIA out. Chance at the back post. Can't get it down though, Payne. Great work from Kuta. Payne peeled away, but his volley off the outside of the foot. Couldn't get it on target, and the opportunity goes begging. Here's Nikolowski with his first touch. Player who really impressed coming out of the under-20s last season. Got a bit of a sniff in the first team under Jacob Timpano. He's worked hard in the pre-season and started it with a bang off the bench last week. Great to hear him on the Wollongong Football Show in the build-up to this game. Great interview which was featured on the Wollongong Wolves Facebook page. Lovely to hear from the youngster Nikolowski. Said he was buzzing just to be a part of the squad last week. 20 players competing for the positions. Bit of defensive work to do here, and it's a chance for APIA. Edge of the box. The block comes on Uchino. Ben Tossi it was, throwing himself at the APIA midfielder. And now Bixo. Getting it out to Payne. Peeling out as he likes to do into the wide pockets. And now Stoichevsky. Defensive work from Simmons. It is a free kick to Simmons, who got there ahead of James. The hat-trick hero today. Tozy under pressure there, and now it's Sean Simmons. Stepping out was Littler, putting the pressure on now. Kuda trying his luck, chance at the back post. McElhatton, his shot was blocked in the end. Good pressure though from APIA. Looking to get one back, still 15 minutes remain. If they can get one, they're a sniff. He would never write this side off. Shown great spirit and character in recent years. It's been a real hallmark, the team spirit. John Kalaja certainly spoke about that in the build-up. We're going to see the final change, though, for Luke Wilkshire. And it's to be the experienced Brendan Griffin who'll be coming on for Ben Tossie. We saw him go down a little bit earlier. Got through a powerhouse of work, the midfielder. So fresh legs in the midfield. Griffin, a like-for-like change. He'll sit in there just behind Stoichevsky. One of only a few players backing up in this Wollongong squad from last season. Been a big change. You can see the hard work that they've put in the pre-season on display in these first 2 weeks. We always get surprises in the New South Wales National Premier League. No game is a given. Can take very little for granted. Saw that last week. Sutherland Sharks beating Sydney Olympic in the opening round, and then losing yesterday to Harkoa, who lost in the first week. That's what you expect in the New South Wales top tier. Evenness and the competitiveness right across the competition of a high quality. And you're seeing some of that here. Going to see final change for the Wolves. Looks like it's Lockie Scott who'll be coming off. So Nikolovsky's come on. Griffin's come on. And now they're going to be joined by Stefan Demoski, another Wollongong junior. Also came on last week. So he comes on up front to join James. So Nikolovsky on the right. Here is Demovsky. Can't compete there with Maitamalo. Demovsky, player who's really managed to turn himself around in recent times, working very hard. Probably went off the rails a little bit. Here's a chance though for APIA. Inside was Simmons. And now Payne with the header. Appeals for a penalty. APIA trying to put the pressure on. It's a free kick though to Wollongong. A little bit too aggressive there. Uchino and Sean Simmons appealing for a penalty there for Chris Payne. Deemed a fair challenge. And Wollongong get a relieving free kick as APIA mount the pressure late here. Certainly the type of side, if they can get one back, start to put a bit of pressure on Wollongong, who've held up firm so far. Certainly last week, Wollongong showing their made of stern stuff mentally. Took the lead against Manly. Manly equalised with a thunderbolt from Sam Gallagher. Asked the question of Wollongong, and they responded almost immediately with a winner. So showing certainly they can match it in the mental stakes. Here's Demovsky putting himself about early. He's got Nikolovsky available. Loud call from Nichevsky, who wants to go quick to Payne, who's backing there into Littler and getting the free kick. APIA next week away to the Sutherland Sharks. Saw Terry Palapanis a little bit earlier here at Lambert Park, taking in the action. His side suffering that loss last night to Hakawa. Here's Payne. Turning on the edge of the box. Now Bixo. Michael Cooter's lifted in this second period. Here's Sean Simmons. Now Okada. He gets it out to James in plenty of space. Happy to hold it up, it looks like. Or is he going to try and switch it to Nikolovsky? Not quite connecting with that. And Waitamalo takes control. Great turn from Uchino. And now the ball in behind. Bixo just runs on to the keeper. A little bit too straight in the end, but an excellent bit of work from Adrian Uchino. Wollongong happy to keep it here through McDonald. Strong from Josh Simmons. Now David DePuzzo with Uchino. Play on's the call as Sean Simmons goes down. His brother Josh cleans up at the back. Tries to get it in behind for McElhatton, who just drifts into an offside spot there. It's been the story of the day for APIA. A couple of balls clipped in behind. Slightly overhit. Not quite connecting in that final third. Very early in the season though. No panic stations for a side, and a very experienced side. Mentioned they'll go away to Sutherland next week. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage so far. Tony Tanous with you. Just under 10 minutes remaining. Bit of a battle in the background there. Stoichevsky and Josh Simmons. Wollongong trying to throw their weight around. Showing that they're not going to be pushed over here against one of the heavyweights in the competition. Josh Simmons already on a yellow card. Has to be very careful here. Youngster James Stoichevsky. Wiener's having a chat here. Just calming the players. Handling it sensibly. Doesn't look like there'll be any card issued here. Understands the game situation. APIA very frustrated with the scoreline. And it is to be a yellow card, it looks like, for Stoichevsky. Going into the book. First Wollongong player booked. David DePuzzo turning in the midfield. Breaking it up is Griffin. Again, it's a chance now for APIA to build. Coming forward down the right is Diaz. That's where they go. Wolves holding him up, and now they find Bixo. In fact, it's Payne. Excellent bit of work from him. Great first touch to get himself inside the box. Can they mount a bit of pressure here, APIA? The ball inside for Josh Simmons. And he can't quite keep that one down. In fact, it's come off a Wollongong player. And it's another corner. APIA building the pressure. With just over 6 minutes remaining, plus stoppage time. Uchino to the back post. It's gone over everyone. And Wollongong can set up here with a goal kick. And eat a few more seconds into the clock. Passfield, the experienced goalkeeper, just having a chat to the referee, eating as many seconds as possible. What a story this will be if the Wollongong Wolves can maintain their 3-0 advantage. Here's Domovsky, slipping it into Nikolovsky. Can he extend the lead? Jordan Nikolovsky across the keeper, just wide. Excellent bit of play from the two youngsters off the bench. Domovsky slipping it into Nikolovsky. And after scoring the winner last week, he backed himself just across the keeper, Nichevsky. Here's Uchino. Dinking it inside, McElhatton. Can't keep it down. Story of APIA's day. Couple of half chances inside the box. They've scuffed them. This time McElhatton, an excellent run out of the midfield. Positive signs from him. Still with plenty of energy to get forward. Here is Payne. Guy Knight working back defensively. And now McElhatton switches it over to Kuda. Takes a touch on that left foot. Goes one-on-one. Now inside. Sean Simmons still driving into the box. Clearance from McDonald. Thomas James. Goes past Josh Simmons. Here is James enjoying his night here at Lambert Park. And now he gets another chance. Foul this time from DePuzzo. The error from Josh Simmons. Thomas James just sniffing around. Getting the applause there of Taylor McDonald. TJ, that's sensational was the call. Such is the confidence. What a statement it is. Ricardo with the assist for the third. And his set pieces have looked very dangerous. Such quality. Has he got something in his locker? Will he go direct or look to go inside? Ricardo to the back post. The header from Josh Simmons. Nikolovsky's the player. First time ball in, not a bad ball. Composure from Sean Simmons. McDonald stepping out. Uchino under pressure. Donald fouling. Certainly got some great physicality. Wollongong at the back. The power saw there of McDonald coming out of defence. Here's Bixo. Going past him though. And asking some defensive work of Stojewski. What about that touch from James? Akata, you can see what he was trying to do there. The first time ball into Domovsky. Didn't quite work. But again, it was James. What a turn that is from Payne. Can he get into the box and provide a delivery here? Excellent ball. What a chance that was. Sean Simmons sums up APIA's night here. A free header inside the 6-yard box. Delightfully teed up by Payne. And not quite getting the cushioned header on that one. Certainly one they'll want to put behind them APIA. And that just about sums it up. Keen to bounce back next week. As I mentioned, the Sharks probably weren't at their best yesterday. So they'll also be looking to rebound. What a game that'll be at Seymour. Be on Saturday night. Excellent defensive work there from Josh Simmons. It's a corner though. Akata. What about his fitness? Talked about his work rate in that first half, and we've seen him run out this game extremely well. He's gone over to take this one. Probably happy to drop it short to James, the two imports. In fact, he's going to go inside. Akata with the ball. Time for Simmons, the skipper, the clear. Now he gets another bit of work defensively. And can go forward to McElhatton. And what a touch that is. Sam McElhatton on this near line. Finds Bixo. And now Uchino. Simmons continues his run. McElhatton's never going to win that header against Littler. And Littler away again. Strong performance from the veteran central defender. Here's Kuda. Inside to DePuzzo. As we enter stoppage time, we're going to have a whopping 6 minutes of stoppage time here. APIA with time, if they can get one back. Get a couple back. Quick ones. Here they're still building up down the left to Kuda. To the back post! And what a chance that was. Diaz coming forward from right back. Again, couldn't get that header down. But they've certainly had their chances. Even in the last 15, 20 minutes, APIA had a succession of balls in. Just a final touch, not able to get it on target. Uchino with the knockdown to McElhatton. Domovsky finds Nikolovsky. Excellent ball. Akata just drifts into an offside position. But certainly you can see the way Luke Wiltshire wants to get the boys, his team, to play ball forward quickly. Making those third man runs in behind. Early quick delivery. Certainly managed to get him behind APIA a few times with ruthless effect. Long ball forward, looking for Domovsky, putting himself about the youngster. Stefan Domovsky battling away. Domovsky's still going. In the end, Nachevsky does well to hold him up. Get the block on. Takes Moatamalo on again. Can't keep it in. Strong work from Domovsky. Mentioned, players really buckled down under Wiltshire. Wilkshire's certainly getting the best out of his young chargers. Here's Uchino, switching it out to the left-hand side for Kuda. He can't keep that one in. About 2.5 minutes of the 6. Simmons with the knockdown to Kuda. And here's Stojewski. He's really impressed in that midfield. This time he's given it up though. It is Corey Bixo. Does it fall on the edge of the box to Uchino? In fact, it's David DePuzzo. Now McElhatton. The counter-attack's on here. Domovsky's drifted into an offside position. Maggie Price right on the spot, near touchline. So happy to play counter-attack. Wollongong look for that long ball in behind in transition. Ricardo now knocks it down. Chance again for James. Moatamalo stepping out. And now it's Nikolovsky in behind. Can't quite keep that one in. If you just joined us, witnessing the end of what looks like a huge upset early in the season here. The Wollongong Wolves taking that form from last week. They were so impressive against Manly. The big challenge was coming here to one of the big guns in APIA Leichhardt Tigers. And haven't they made a statement? A hat-trick so far from Thomas James. Goals in the 20th, 50th and 70th minutes. Sorry, 55th minute and 70th minute from the English import. 4 goals in 2 games. What a start to life in the New South Wales NPL for a player who really stood out in Canberra. Here's a chance at the back post. Again, it's a slip inside the box. McElhatton, who's probably been one of APIA's best. Still full of energy, full of running. Just couldn't keep his feet and composure in the box. What a game it sets up next week. Wollongong against away to Sydney United. Can they back up this big performance against a big club with another one next week? In the meantime, though, there's a bit more to do here. Nikolovsky! Again, he can't get it on target. Stood Josh Simmons up there. What a young talent. Bright future. We've seen a couple of spark moments off the bench. Just the finishing. Griffin pinching it high. Griffin going for it and striking the post. What a bit of play that was from the experienced Brendan Griffin. He's pulled up after that one. Might have been nosebleed territory for him. But a lovely bit of play, almost extending the lead as we tick into the final seconds here. We're in the 6 minute of stoppage time. Round 2 of the New South Wales National Premier League. And that's it. What a performance and what a win for the Wollongong Wolves on the road. A huge performance, crowned by a hat-trick to the English import, Thomas James. Goals from him, the opener in the 20th minute. And extending the lead in the 55th minute and rounding it off on the end of an assist from the other import, the Japanese Takuru Okada. A very impressive performance from Luke Wilkshire's side, backing up their 2-1 win at home last week with a thumping 3-0 win over the APIA Leichhardt Tigers. Been a pleasure bringing you the coverage. Tony Tanous with you on the NPL New South Wales Facebook page and the Football New South Wales YouTube. Pleasure to have your company. We've witnessed a big story here where the Wollongong Wolves have beaten APIA Leichhardt Tigers by 3 goals to 0.